show you the ingredients that I use to put into a quiche Lorraine. Now I'm going to use traditional ingredients for quiche Lorraine, which is pancetta and onions and some cream and cheese. If you want to make a vegetarian alternative, then just slice up a red onion or two and use that instead of the pancetta. This is a great base, this kind of egg and cream and cheese mixture for any veg actually. You can fill it with whatever you want, maybe roasted aubergine and courgettes, maybe asparagus, maybe beans, maybe whatever you have. Anyway, I'm going to show you this and I hope you enjoy it. So I've got my bacon and you buy lardons, they're already chopped. I'm going to put those in the pan. So what I'm going to add to my bacon is some sliced onion. So halve it from tip to toe, root to top. Peel back the skin. When the skins are thin, just take that extra layer of onion underneath it. It's much quicker. Put the onions in with the pancetta and go and wash your board. So I'm going to turn on the heat. And what will happen is the fat from the pancetta will come out and help cook the onions. Doesn't need any extra oil. Spread them out. So now it's beginning to sizzle. And what you want is the onions to become soft and translucent, turn a little golden. You want the pancetta to be a little bit crispy, a little bit brown, but not burnt and not particularly hard. I tend to stir until I break up all the onions. I'm on a 3/4 temperature with this. So all the onions have now been broken up and they're just going to sit and saute until they're ready. So while those are cooking, I'm going to prepare my filling. And so I'm going to crack my eggs into a bowl. We're going to give them a bit of a whisk. Going to add seasoning to that. A little bit of salt, but not too much because the cheese is quite salty, as is the pancetta. I'm going to add the cheese, cheddar, Gruyere, Parmesan, any cheese will do pretty much. I'm going to whisk that. Then we're going to add the cream. Scrape it all out with a spatula. And just stir that together. Don't whisk too much, you've got double cream and you don't want to make it all go gritty. But just till it's incorporated. Let's have a look at our bacon. Coming together nicely. So if you're not sure about your onions, give it a bit of a taste. They need to be soft. Take it out of the pan and cool it down. And give it a try. They're perfect. So to speed down the cooling process, what I'm going to do is just put these bits of onions and bacon into a bowl. Don't want too much of the fat. I'm going to tilt my pan a little bit like that. Scoop them in. You can use a slotted spoon if you want to. This is pretty good. So there it is, they're ready to cool. So my bacon and onions have cooled, and here's my cheesy creamy mixture. What I'm going to do to that is just chop a few fresh herbs. I've got some chives here. Lay them out, and I tend to fold them as well. Keep the fingers moving out of the way. Brilliant. Put those in the mixture. And then I'm also going to chop some flat leaf parsley. Grab a bit of a bunch and we'll just chop from the top. Use the rainbow technique, create that arc, and chop until they're the size you want them. That's all ready. So then what you want to do is just give those a bit of a stir, mix it all in. Yummy. So now everything's ready. We've got my blind baked pastry case with short crust pastry here. And what I'm going to do is first put the bacon and the onion on the bottom. You want to spread that out. And then what you do next is you just pour this mixture over the top. Make sure you get the cheese in there too. I'm going to use a spatula to make sure I get all the cream out from the edges. So I'm just going to distribute that cheese. You can see it. You want to make sure that it's spread all the way to the outside edge. So that is perfectly filled, and what I'm going to do is pop that in the oven. Being very careful when I lift it up that I don't spill the cream mixture over the edge. Ooh. Into the middle of the oven. So that's in the oven. I'm going to set a timer for about 20 minutes and have a look at it, and in the meantime I'm going to clear everything up. So I'm going to have a look at my quiche that's been baking in the oven. See if it's ready. Oh yes! A little bit golden on top, a bit puffy and cooked. Oh, so exciting. So, close the oven door. That looks as I want it to look. So you can either eat it now, or you can let it cool and have it at room temperature, or you can have it tomorrow, or you can freeze it. Obviously, when it's cold, it's much easier to handle, but if you want to eat it hot like I do today, then the best thing to do is to grab a bowl, and the reason to do that is you place it on top and it lets the rim fall to the tabletop. So lift it up carefully, remembering that that base comes out, and you prop it on this upturned bowl and the sides fall down. And then what you can do is you can either leave it on that base, or what you can do is just slide it off. And watch out for these because they're still hot. I'm just going to pop these by the sink. So what you've got here is a wonderful, so excited, smells amazing, quiche Lorraine. So what we're going to do is just going to cut it so you can have a look inside. And look, you can see there that wonderful egg that has set the cream and the cheese with the bacon and the onions in the middle. So here we have a quiche Lorraine made with a short crust pastry base.